Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will give you a thorough and detailed summary explanation of the very beautiful poem, The Night of the Scorpion by Nissim Ezekiel. So, let's begin the video. The Night of the Scorpion is written by one of the Padma Shri awardee, Nissim Ezekiel, who is a poet, playwright and actor. And he vividly described in this poem how rationality conflicts with the superstitions, how the villagers show brotherly love in times of crisis, and how a mother's love for their children in times of danger, in times of crisis, shown in the poem very beautifully. So let's begin the poem. So the poem begins. The night of the scorpion. I remember the night my mother was stung by a scorpion. So here at the beginning, the poet is recalling the day, recalling the night when a scorpion bitten his mother. 10 hours of steady rain had driven him to crawl beneath a sack of rice. আৰু এই স্কৰপিয়নটো কি হৈছিলে 10 hours ধৰি 10 ঘণ্টা ধৰি বৰষুণ দি আছিলে আৰু বৰষুণৰ কাৰণে সেই স্কৰপিয়নটো it came inside of the house and took shelter beneath a sack of rice. ৰাইচৰ বস্তাৰ তলত কি কৰিছিলে shelter লৈছিল. Parting with his poison flash of diabolic tail, in the dark room he risked the rain again. তাৰপিছত কি হ'ল যে ৰুমৰ ভিতৰত আহি suddenly কি কৰিলে মাকক কামুৰাৰ পিছত in a flash to reflect কৰিছে suddenness যে হঠাতে কি কৰিলে মাকক কামুৰি দিলে of diabolic tail in the dark room আৰু generally এইটো বিলিভ কৰা হয় যে স্কৰপিয়নৰ ষ্টিং টু স্কৰপিয়নৰ যোনটো পয়জনটো সেইটো ক'ত থাকে টেইলত থাকে আৰু টেইলটোক ইয়াতে কি বুলি কৈছে diabolic. So diabolic word here refers to evil. এই টেইলটো কি বুলি কৈছে পয়েটে ইভিল বুলি কৈছে ইভিল টেইল আৰু পয়েটৰ মদৰক কামুৰাৰ পিছত হি again hidden itself in the dark room. He risked the rain again আৰু কি কৰিলে ডাৰ্ক ৰুমৰ ভিতৰত হাইড হৈ গ'ল আকৌ ৰেইনৰ বাহিৰত গুচি গ'ল তাৰমানে বৰষুণ দি থকা অৱস্থাতে বাহিৰত গুচি গ'ল. The peasants came like swarms of flies and buzzed the name of God 100 times to paralyze the evil one. And after the news of the stung reached the villagers, all of them came like a swarms of flies into the house of the poet, and all of them tried to find out the scorpion who is regarded as the evil one. Scorpion to ki buli koise evil one buli koise. It portrayed as a symbol of evil. তাক বিচাৰিব ট্ৰাই কৰিলে তাক নিউট্ৰেলাইজ পেৰালাইজ কৰিব ট্ৰাই কৰিলে স্কৰপিয়নটোক গোটেই গাঁৱৰ মানুহবিলাকে with candles and with lanterns throwing giant scorpion shadows on the mud baked walls aru tar pisot ki korile they brought candles and lanterns and all of them together tried to find out the scorpion inside the room and their shadows in the light of the candles and lanterns reflected in the walls which expresses a eerie situation eta bhoy loga situation to yate describe korise je how the situation was tensed at that moment that everyone was trying to find out or locate the scorpion on the mud baked walls aru ei images kini hey shadows kini kot reflect hoisile mud baked wall which is a reflection of the house made in a village ot janeke matire bonua ghor thake and due to the sunlight it is completely dried out aru he karone ki buli koise mud baked buli koise. They searched for him, he was not found. So all of them tried to search the scorpion but it was not found. The scorpion had hidden itself somewhere in the night darkness. They clicked their tongues and at that moment when they couldn't able to locate the scorpion they clicked their tongue. তেওঁলোকে জিভাই দি কি ওলাইছে সাউন্ড ওলাইছে different kinds of যেনেকে তাৰমানে sound of displeasure, sound of worriness এইটো রিফ্লেক্ট কৰিছে. With every movement that the scorpion made his poison moved in mother's blood, they said, and they believed that the more the scorpion moved about in the house, the more it go away inside the house or move here and there, the poison in the mother's body will run deep and deep. Imane besi bari jabo, imane besi blood ot ki hobo spread hobo. So this shows the superstitions of the villagers. কি সুপারস্টিশনস আছিলে যে পয়জনটো যিমানে মুভ কৰিব ইমানে মাকৰ বডিত সেই পয়জনটো কি হ'ব মুভ হ'ব. May he sit still, they said, and they thought, they hoped, they prayed that scorpion to eta jagate bohi thakok. It doesn't move, jate make iman kosto napak, suffer koribo loga nohok. May the sins of your previous birth be burned away tonight, they said. They also said that it is the sin of our previous birth. Just suffering, যোনটো সাফারিং কৰি আছিলে, যোনটো সাফার কৰি আছিলে মাকে, এইটো গাঁৱৰ মানুহবিলাক কি বিলিভ কৰিছিল যে এইটো প্ৰিভিয়াছ বাৰ্থৰ আগৰ জন্মৰ কি হয়, সাফারিং হয়, পেইন হয়, সিনস হয়, তাৰে ফল। আৰু যিমানে তাই কষ্ট পাব ইমানে বেছি এই সিনস বিলাক নোহোৱা হৈ যাব, পিউৰিফাই হ'ব। May your suffering decrease the misfortunes of your next birth. আৰু এই সাফারিংটোৱে তোমাৰ যোনটো নেক্সট বাৰ্থ আছে, আহিব লগা যোনটো জন্ম আছে, তাৰ যোনটো সাফারিং, সেই সাফারিংটো কি কৰিব, কমাইহে দিব। So all this shows the superstitious beliefs of the villagers that যদি আমাৰ এট প্ৰেজেন্ট লাইফত যদি আমি কিবা সাফার কৰি আছো, সাফারিং ফ্ৰম পেইন অর এনি কাইন্ড অফ ডিজিজ অর এনিথিং এলস, ইট ইজ দ্য কার্মিক রিজাল্ট অফ দ্য last birth, or it will also purify our next birth. Our next birth to ki koribo, purify koribo. The misfortunes of your next birth, they said, may the sum of all evil balanced in this unreal world. Aru eneke suffer korar pisot sage tumar ei world ot jikhini sin asile, hei sin to goodness or logot ki hoi jabo, match up hoi jabo, মানে কি হৈ যাব, ইকুৱেল হৈ যাব, সমান হৈ যাব। তো তুমি যিমানে সাফার কৰিবা ইমানে তোমাৰ সিন বিলাক কি হৈ যাব, নোহোৱা হৈ যাব, নেক্সট বাৰ্থত ইজি হ'ব, আৰু প্ৰিভিয়াছ বাৰ্থৰ সিনস বিলাক কি হৈ যাব, শেষ হৈ যাব। Against the sum of good become diminished by your pain, may the poison purify your flesh. They also prayed and hoped that tumar juntu suffering ase, he suffering to tumar good bhal hok, aru tumar jibelak pain ase, he pain bilak nuhua hoi jak, jate tumar soul to ki koribo pare ba flesh to ki koribo pare, pain to purify koribo pare, and you will become rid of all the pain and all the suffering, all the sins of the previous birth. Of desire and your spirit of ambition, they said, আৰু তোমাৰ ফ্লেশটোৰ পৰা কি নোহোৱা কৰি দিব, এই পেইনটোৱে ডিজায়াৰ খিনি নোহোৱা কৰি দিব, আৰু তোমাৰ স্পিৰিটটো কি কৰি দিব, ফ্ৰী অফ এম্বিশন। যিমান আমাৰ মানে কিবা এটা পোৱাৰ যোনটো লোভ থাকে, আশা থাকে, সেই আশাখিনি কি কৰিব, পিউৰিফাই কৰিব। এণ্ড দে সেট around on the floor with my mother in the center. তাৰপিছত তেওঁলোকে কি কৰিলে, they all sat around the mother, and the mother was lying in the middle of the floor মাজত বহি আছে, and every villagers were sitting around her. The peace of understanding on each face, and everybody seemed to understand that why she is suffering, why she is going through all this pain, and it will purify her soul, it will purify her blood and flesh. তেওঁলোকে যেন সবে বিলিভ কৰিছিল, সবে মানিছিলে। More candles, more lanterns, more neighbors, and as the news passes to the other people of the village, they all came, more people came into the room, more candles, more lanterns inside that small house, more insects, and the endless rain. And this endless rain also continued, and with the rain also many insects came inside the house as well, which is a natural phenomenon, যে যেতিয়াই বৰষুণ বাহিৰত হয়, ইনসেক্টস বিলাক কি কৰে, শেল্টাৰৰ কাৰণে ঘৰৰ চুকত বা ঘৰৰ ভিতৰত সোমাই আহে। তো দ্যাট হ্যাপেন্ড দেয়াৰ এজ ৱেল। যিমানে মানুহে নিউজটো পাইছিলে, সিমান মানুহবিলাক আহি ঘৰত কি কৰিছিলে, ভিৰ ভাৰ কৰিছিলে, তাৰ লগতে বৰষুণটো কমা নাছিলে, it continued endlessly, and it also brought more insects into the house as well. Next, my mother twisted through and through, and at that moment when everybody was sitting around, my mother was suffering from utmost pain, and she was moving in pain. ইফাল ইফাল কি কৰি আছিল, লৰচৰ কৰি আছিল, মুভমেণ্ট কৰি আছিল। গ্ৰোনিং অন মেটত কি কৰি আছিলে, বিষত চিঞৰি আছিলে, she was crying in pain. My father skeptic, rationalist, but on the other hand my father was skeptic, little bit doubtful, and rationalist means he always think about the practicalities of life. তেখেতে superstitions beliefৰ ওপৰত ইমান বিশ্বাস কৰা নাছিলে। Okay, and কি কৰিলে, trying every curse and blessing, he tried everything, to cure his wife of the pain, cure the poet's mother of the pain. Curse korisile, blessing korisile, he chanted many mantras, and he mixed many powders, mixture, herb and hybrid. He mixed different things, different herbs in order to cure the pain, in order to neutralize the pain of the scorpion's tongue. He even poured a little paraffin. আৰু কি কৰিছিল, অকমান পেৰাফিনো প'ৰ কৰি দিছিল। পেৰাফিন মানে হ'ল কেৰচিন, কেৰচিন প'ৰ কৰি দিছিলে, য'ত নেকি বাইট কৰিছিল স্কৰপিয়নটো। আপন দ্য বিটেন টো এণ্ড পুট আ মেচ টু ইট, আৰু যোনটো টোত স্কৰপিয়নে কামুৰিছিল তাত পেৰাফিন দি দিছিলে, কেৰচিন দি দিছিলে, ফুয়েল দিছিল, আৰু তাতে কি কৰিছিল, জুই লগাই দিছিলে। I watched the flame feeding on my mother, and I was sitting there. And I was watching that flame feeding on my mother. And it is believed that this paraffin or this flame of the fire will neutralize the poison, neutralize the sting of the scorpion. I watched the holy man perform his rites to tame the poison with an incantation. And there was a holy man as well. তেওঁলোকৰ গাঁৱৰ কোনোবা পুৰোহিত বা কোনোবা এজন মানুহ তেনেকুৱা আছিলে, মাকৰ যাতে পেইন খিনি দূৰ কৰিব পাৰে, সেই মানুহজনে কি কৰি আছিলে, কিছুমান মন্ত্ৰ মাতি আছিল। So the poet was sitting there, he was watching all these things happening around him, and he was finding the contrast between superstitions and rationality. Father juntu hoy rational hoy, he was trying everything, not depending on the chanting or the wishes that or like the other villagers, that in due time the poison or the pain will ward off, pain to gusi jabo, hetur uporot bohi thoka nasile. He tried everything whichever he could in order to cure his mother, cure the poet's mother. After 20 hours it lost its sting, and after 20 hours eneke spend hoy gol, par hoy gol, and after 20 hours what happened, the sting actually lost, hey sting to ki hoy gol, laheke nohua hoy gol. After that, after 20 hours it lost its sting. যে 20 ঘন্টাৰ পিছত কি হ'ল, এই ষ্টিংটো শেষ হৈ গ'ল, তাৰমানে যোনটো বিষ আছিলে সেই বিষটো নোহোৱা হৈ গ'ল মাকৰ, and she recovered of the pain. My mother only said, thank God the scorpion picked on me and spared my children. And after recovering from the pain of the scorpion, her mother actually thanked the God. And at that moment it shows the maternal love, to yate express hoise when she thanked the God by saying that, thank you God that the scorpion chose me and spared my children. Je mur lora swali ketak eri muk choose korile, that is why I thank you. Je mur lora swali ketar eku nohoy, the pain went through me, moi he kosto to bhuk koribo loga hol, and the scorpion spared my children. So I thank you God, মই আপোনাক কি কৰিছো, ধন্যবাদ জনাইছো। So this shows the maternal love of a mother towards her children. Okay, so this is all about the poem. Let's talk about the themes that is reflected in the poem. The first theme is theme of superstitions versus reality. How the villagers superstitious practices to ward off the pain is shown here. They perform different kinds of prayers. They believe that it is the sin that is being cleansed through the pain that the mother is suffering, while the father, the poet's father, is actually trying practical solutions, putting herbs and medicine, putting paraffin and burnt it with fire so that the pain or the poison can be neutralized. So this shows the superstitions versus reality. Then maternal love. At the end of the poem, we also got that how a mother loves her children, that no matter how pain she suffers from, she always believes that it should go through me rather than my children. যে মোৰ বাহিৰে মানে মোৰ হৈ যাক কিন্তু মোৰ ল'ৰা ছোৱালী কেইটাৰ একো হ'ব নালাগে. Then imagery. Ezekiel uses various imagery. For example, the light and shadow. Light আৰু shadow যোনটো imagery হয়, এই imageryটোৱে কি ক্ৰিয়েট কৰিছে? Sense of fear and tension নৰ ইমেজ ক্ৰিয়েট কৰিছে, যে কেনেকে মানুহবিলাকৰ মাজত টেনশ্যন আছিলে, ফিয়াৰ আছিলে, টু ফাইণ্ড আউট দ্য স্কৰ্পিয়ন, টু নিউট্ৰেলাইজ দ্য স্কৰ্পিয়ন, এণ্ড চ' দেট এজ চুন এজ ইট ইজ ডান দ্য মাদাৰ উইল বি ৰিলিভড অফ আ পেইন. Then cultural context খিনিও ইয়াতে দেখা পালো যে how villagers actually believed on the prayers, believed on the good deeds, on the karmic results, যে কেনেকে আমাৰ কৰ্মাই আমি কৰ্মাবিলাকৰ ৰিজাল্টৰ থ্ৰু কৰ্মাবিলাকৰ কাৰণে আমি কি কৰো, কিছুমান পেইন আৰু কিছুমান সাফাৰিং আমি ফিল কৰিব লগা হয়, and that will either due to the sins of the last birth, or it will cleanse the suffering of our next birth. এই দুটাৰ কন্ট্রাস্ট খিনি ইয়াতে দেখা হৈছে. প্লাস ইয়াতে আমি এটা কি বস্তু পাইছো, যে solidarity and brotherhood, that during the time of crisis how all the people in humble villages come together to support each other. কেনেকে ইজনে আনজনক support কৰিব আহিছিলে. Same thing happened here as well. When the news of the scorpion's tongue of the mother reached the villages, they reached the home and tried to find out the scorpion. They sat together, they prayed together so that the mother's pain can be relieved. So this is what the poem The Night of the Scorpion is all about. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please do share and comment on the comment section. It will really inspire me. Thank you again.